wide. We'll have to catch up with the Nepalese management. Will, I'm really hoping that our pronunciations, we do apologise. We'll catch up. But so this is, I'm really fascinated by this as we wait for the first ball from Airy. The reverse sweep is high in the air and it's all the way down at our feet to the boundary for 4. Well played by Darcy Short. He goes into double figures and the total to 31. But Airy is the ICC's second-ranked T20 all-rounder in the world, which is pretty exciting. He once scored a 9-ball 50 a few years ago against Mongolia. 9 balls to make 50. And he's one of just a few players in T20 internationals to score 6 sixes. Every ball in an over went for a 6 in 1 over. So he's a very talented cricketer. He's bowling some off breaks at the moment. Comes around the wicket. Quicker delivery and no run.
Quick in the field as well, looking by his movement there. Looking forward to seeing him with bat in hand, judging by those stats. But at the moment, happily settle for spin. Good start to this over.
Comes in again to Short, and it's on middle and leg, and it's swept away down towards backward square. Beautiful shot, magnificently timed. Vacant area. They might need to think about loading that spot up if the bowler is going to deliver it there. And another 4 to Short. He's up to 14. Experienced player, Airy. He's played 64 ODIs and 82 T20 internationals.
You mentioned he got one of those batting figures against Mongolia. That'll be an interesting cricket backdrop there. We've got a pretty interesting one here tonight. The beautiful tropics of the Darwin, dry season, sun setting, and you mentioned there's plenty of crowd members just filtering in and sitting over that far side to capture the cricket and the sunset in one go. Harry coming in for ball number 4 of his first over.
A couple of boundaries off it, a little hop and a skip, and it's punched away just into the mid-wicket region. Easy single taken to Short, up to 15. We're in the midst of this magnificent sporting precinct here in Darwin, the Marara precinct. We've got a golf course, we've got the main oval where Australian rules football is played. We're on the cricket arena today. It's basketball, netball, shooting range, BMX riding, rugby league, tennis. It's an incredible precinct. Football, soccer as some might know it. This one is Short on middle leg stump. No run allowed. It was too well timed off the bat, and even though the field quite deep on the offside, the ball travelled too quickly. So a dot ball, the second of the over. So good comeback by Airy. What's he got for the last ball? Can he contain them? They're 36 in the third over. And once again, a good finish by Airy. Another quicker delivery on the leg stump. And the strike going at 12 and over after 3.
Squats over in this Marara precinct as well. Robin, you mentioned golf before. Will Sutherland, I think he might have almost got his sports confused earlier today. He hit a 6 right over the fence. It almost went for a hole-in-one over there. Alas, he
never lose. Either you win or you learn.
Grace International.
Connecting life and learning.
नेपाटॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाटॉप सब ठीकठाक
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडी यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको शहंशाह
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाट
Rupesh was pretty good off his first, just 7 runs from it. And when you consider one of those went for 6, not a bad effort. As he comes into bowl to Short, who makes a little bit of room and lofts him straight down the ground. Didn't time it all that well, and the fielder at long on onto it now. Will need to scurry a little bit. Weatherall does just that. The throw was slightly astray, and the strike get 2.
म्याम तपाईले सहमत गर्नुभएको मूल्य मात्र तपाईले तिर्नुहुन्छ
सहमत मूल्यमा कुनै शंका छैन
a bit nervous for Short at first. He took a while to get going and had a few sundries which maybe might have thrown a spanner in the works for him.
Short bat aloft, Rupesh wide outside the off stump, and that would have been lucky to reach a gully fieldsman if we had a traditional longer form field in place. That was incredibly wide. And only one run for it. So a little loose for a good first over. I'm sure he'll rebound. A discussion there with his fielder at mid-off. Fielders out at the moment, both on the leg side. There's a wideish long on and a deep backward square leg of the two fielders on the boundary. All the other fielders right on the circle. And now around the wicket. And lofted high, very high and long, onto the practice nets for another 6 to Darcy Short. He goes into the 20s.
Yeah, great strike there from Short. Starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. His first 6 of the evening, and the second for the NT strike side. Take a look at this crack, as you said, over into the cricket nets. And already NT strike closing in on their first half century as a squad. Almost 3.5 overs in.
Rupesh losing a bit of control, bowling a very wide delivery and then a very short ball which was dispatched. He's gone back over the wicket to Short. Tucks him up on the leg side off the thigh pad. He enters its way into the offside and they run through for a leg bye. Target for a huge total early on.
Dropped it back from that 19 they scored in the, they conceded in the first over.
Weatherall now, short high, Fields running backward square leg, gets under it, takes it. Loose shot forced by Rupesh. He finally gets the right line. Weatherall getting under it, skying the ball, and an excellent catch in the end. We've seen one drop tonight, although that did turn out to be a no ball by the captain. But this time, a very tricky catch. He had to make 15 to 20 metres, running backwards almost. Short ball, maybe onto him a little quicker than he expected. He got it high on the bat. And an excellent catch by the fielder there. Might actually be Kami, I think, the bowler that went for 15 in the first over. So he's made amends to a degree, getting the important wicket of Weatherall.
Yeah, 11 for 6. He'd be disappointed with that, particularly given how well he was striking them a few weeks ago for the Australia A side. He's got time to make amends. Each team playing 6 games in this top-end series, but he'd be disappointed with that total, as we said. It's been a little bit of an uncertain start for them. A lot of sundries, which...
नेपा टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपा टप सब ठिकठाक
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Panchakanya bathwear luxury made affordable.
Good first up delivery for Rupesh, making Dickman play. Down the pitch to mid-on. So very important wicket. It's the best way to stem the tide, stem the flow of runs in T20 cricket, take those wickets, bring a new batter to the crease. Need a couple at least, even in shorter form of the game. You still need a couple of sighters. The last ball of Rupesh's over, bowling to Dickman. Sets off the off stump and a big edge. And bounces in front of the fieldsman there at a wide slip and no run. So 2 dots to finish the over. A wicket, then ... So excellent bowling by Rupesh. He's got 2 overs, 1 for 16. They just pegged the strike back a little bit after 4 overs, 1 for 46.
Yeah, conceded 10 off that, but that important wicket would get them up and about the Nepalese side. Very happy with that. Still...
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT पञ्चकन्या स्टिल
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Short to face the first of Lamashane.
Comes in, the leg spinner, well flighted delivery, driven straight down the ground. Fielder at long off. Gets there before it hits the rope for a couple more to short. Nice bouncing technique from Lamashane. So short is definitely the danger man now. He's well set, well into the 20s. Sweeping. And sweeping all the way to the rope. Excellent shot. So his placement there was perfect. He didn't hit it all that hard. His timing exquisite.
And now that he has sort of got a bit more of a judge on just how quickly those balls are coming in, he's probably a little bit more settled. And you're right, he doesn't need to necessarily absolutely crack them. It can just be a little bit more of a placement where appropriate to do so. That one, as you said, very well done and easily beat the boundary line.
Shane tries again. Well flighted. Forces the false shot. It bounces just wide of the fielder at a wideish mid-off. And long off comes up to do the fielding. But definitely a false stroke by short. Bit of an exchange and a chat between batter and bowler. Looks friendly. But an interesting over. A boundary in it. Leg spinners always add something to the game. You always sense something could happen. The batsman's eyes light up when those big loopy leggies are tossed up.
Dickman yet to get off the mark. Be hoping to do so here.
He's bowled him! What a magnificent delivery. That was the wrong and it was flighted. It was curving in, but instead of spinning away to the offside, it just kept going on. Clipped, I think, the top of the off stump. And Dickman goes for a duck. And Lamashane, who's looked really good in his first few balls, despite going for one beautifully swept boundary to short, he was dangerous. He's an experienced international cricketer. And that is a magnificent delivery. And the strike are being reeled back a little bit.
Yeah, not happy Dickman at all. Really disappointed in that, going for a duck off just 3 balls. Just clipped the top of the wickets, as you said, knocked the bails off. In will come another left-hander. There is almost half the team. 5 left-handers in the NT side tonight, Rob. Connor Carroll coming in at second drop.
You can never have enough lefties, Will.
नेपा टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपा टप सब ठिकठाक
हजुर दाइ आकाशमा जाने हो कि पातालमा कोरिया दाइ
काम पाइस
काम पाए नि बा
It's supposed to be a friendly tournament. So with Connor Carroll coming in. Lamashaine's going to go around the wicket. Another lefty, as you mentioned. That was a magnificent delivery. A perfect wrong-un that Shane Warne would have been proud of.
See if he can do it again.
Sandeep Lamashane bowls. Didn't turn that much at all. Pretty much went straight on with the arm. And worked away straight off the mark. Connor Carroll with a single. So he won't get a duck. And the total up to 2 for 54.
One ball left to come in. Sandeep Lamashane's first over, which has been really impressive. Just the one boundary, but getting Dickman in a vulnerable position, sending him back without scoring a run or troubling the scorers.
Wouldn't he love this wicket? He's been in his ear, maybe just softening him up a little bit. Comes in, bowls to short, flights it. And again, the wrong-un. Turning away from the left-handed batsman. It was just a little short, though, giving short, no pun intended, time to just rock back and punch it out down the offside for a single. 2 for 55. Excellent first over. 1 for 9, Lamashane.
Panchakanya bathware. Luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
हजुर दाइ, आकाशमा जाने हो कि पातालमा? कोरिया दाइ।
काम पाइस? काम पाए नि बा?
Making record is not that easy. It's all about learning. Thank you, Grace, for connecting life with learning.
Grace International, connecting life and learning.
Looks like it'll be airy again, bowling from the southern end.
He's got short on strike. It's punched into the offside. It's like misfield by Rupesh. It should only be one run, though. He's got a fielder backing up coming in from the boundary there in Kushal Malla. So just one run conceded from the first ball from Airy, who's the second ranked player according to the ICC in T20 internationals. It's an all-rounder. Carroll on strike. The new batsman. Quicker ball, short. Dot. Races through his overs, gives the batsman really no time to get settled. Around the wicket once again. Flighted this time, full toss. Punched forward of square leg. Might beat the two diving fielders. It didn't. Brilliant bit of fielding. Able to swat it backwards. It was excellently placed. But the fieldsman coming around from mid-wicket, diving full length, was able to get to it first. And a couple more runs only to Carroll. Save 2. This time it's the back cut to the fielder at a very short third man, almost a deep gully. Always tough as a batsman, the bowler's hustling through. Nicely flighted. Again, a dot ball. Nice bit of curve on that ball.
Airy a bit more settled. Just the 3 conceded off this over. Conceded 9 in his first.
Can he finish off the 6th over with another dot? It's outside the off stump. Straight to the fieldsman on the deep point boundary. So an excellent over, just 4 from it. The most economical over so far in the NT strike innings. They were sent into bat by Nepal. And after 6 overs, NT strike 2 for 59. Batsman out, Weatherald for 11. Jacob Dickman, no score.
Bit of a shaky start for the Nepalese side. A lot of sundries in that first over. Went for 19. Since then, they've really steadied out and sort of talk about the batsman needing.
Hotel booking अब ई सेवाबाटै 2000 plus hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best pools. Relax, retreat, rejuvenate. Hotels for everyone. Escape to a holiday without the hassle. अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाटै.
Seemed pretty excited to be here when you interviewed him pre-match, Will?
Yeah. very excited to be here. The whole side, just their eyes sort of lit up.
He's held that one back as Short went to reverse sweeps. I'm not sure whether there's a bit of gamesmanship in there or what happened, but potentially there was. Didn't go through with the delivery. Dead ball called. So Rohit tries again, just 1 or 2 paces. And it's enough just to put Short off his game a little bit. All he can do is just push it into the covers. Just good steady bowling at the moment by the Nepalese. That's slightly wider, and Short can't take full advantage. Excellent fielding at cover. On the circle. It's well timed, but the placement wasn't there.
That was Dipendra Singh Ari. Hoping we're getting the pronunciations right, but that's your man, Rob. Very well in the field as well.
Rohit down the leg side. It should be a wide. It is called. They're going to take the run as well. Slight misfield won't matter. So a couple there to the total. Will be a wide. Carroll will come on strike.
Yes, the entire Nepalese side arrived sort of towards the back end of the Melbourne Renegades, Melbourne Stars game and just lit up at the stars on the field there. As we are very excited to be here in Darwin.
Rohit. That's better. Back on track. Outside the off stump to Carroll. So a good start. So the slow bowlers making an impact. Lamashane's got a wicket. Ari. Now the reverse sweep's been attempted. Won't beat the field. Another single only.
Good over from the skipper. Just conceded the 4 runs so far. And again, they're just reducing that run rate now to a very reasonable 9.22.
Last ball of the over is driven. Should just be a single. Slightly wider the fielder out there. That's a wide long on or long off. And it is just 1 run. So brilliant over by Rohit, the captain. Just 5 from it. So just 9 runs from the last 2 overs has been excellent by the Nepalese.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड
Like we will have a game on our hands. 2 gone in quick succession. Dickman for a duck. Weatherald for just 11. Airy back at the crease. Excited to see what he can do.
Lights starting to take effect here at DXC Arena. Full toss, missed, and you can see the frustration by Short smashing his bat into the pitch. Full toss, leg stump should have been dispatched over the roof of NT Cricket's headquarters. There he gets away with it with a dot ball. Good pressure coming from Nepal. Flights this one, outside off stump. Cut away, backward of point to the fielder on the boundary. And that's just a single. So the dots and ones are starting to mount. Paul getting back into the game.
Yeah, Airy conceded 9 off his first, just 4 off his second, and just the 1 so far. 2 balls into his 3rd over.
Continues around the wicket. Lofted ball by Carroll over the fieldsman at mid-wicket. Beautifully struck. And a 6 to Connor Carroll. And the economy of Airy has had some damage done to it with a short ball. Carroll timing it sweetly.
starting to bring up some of those big hits as well. That's exactly what the fans, and judging by the waving of those flags, fans of both sides have come to see, the excitement of T20 cricket.
And he throws in a quicker ball, very, very short, has to do the fielding himself, misses it, won't concede an extra run though. So Carroll into double figures. Just a tick under 10 runs and over now. Airy a couple to go in his third over. Once again, quicker delivery, punch down towards long on. They'll be happy with the singles, knowing the power of Darcy Short and what he can do. Well contained on that occasion. Last ball of the third over for Airy, last ball of the eighth over of the innings. Carroll back on strike. Airy short, missed through to the keeper, no touch on it. A dot ball to finish the overs. Good work by Airy. His third over and no wicket for 22, and after 8 it's 2 for 73.
Airy tightening up there again, just conceding 9 off the over. Of course, that one boundary now. Otherwise, he's been really tight, sitting at 22 runs he's given, and there's the scoreboard, the tail of the tape so far. Darcy Short leading all comers, still in 35 off 29, and then Weatherald and Dickman went out in quick succession. 11 to Weatherald, Dickman just a duck. Connor Carroll, he's starting to find his stride as well, 13 off 12, including the 6 in that over. T-strike 2 for 73, heading into the 9th over here. Current run rate of 9.12.
Lamashane continues, reverse sweep, he chips it magnificently, Darcy Short, and brings up a boundary with a beautifully timed stroke.
Those two have been having a bit of banter between them so far tonight, Rob.
Yeah, he'll enjoy that one. So the reverse shot over cover. So rather than a traditional cover drive or back foot punch, just reversed the bat and lofted it to the boundary for 4. That one struck on the foot. Going down the leg side, I think it might be a leg bite. It's going to be 4 runs, or did he get bat on it as well? We'll wait on the umpire. It doesn't matter, it'll be 4 more to the total. It's going to be signalled as 4. So 4 more runs there to Northern Territory strike and 4 more to Darcy Short. Total up to 81 in the 9th over.
Short closing in on 50. A little bit more to go yet. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, Rob.
Good start to this over for NT strike. Short headed towards a half century. Lamashane's first over was good, went for just 9, and the wicket of the match so far with an excellent wrong-un to dismiss Jacob Dickman. Short has his measure at the moment. He go for a third boundary in a row. Short outside the off stump. Hammered through and all the way to the boundary again. The fielder in the covers missed it. Well timed, well placed. 4 more to Short. He's up to 47. And the total rattles along to 2 for 85. 3 boundaries in a row.
Yeah, that fielder in there was the captain, Rod Kumar Pordell. Did a little bit of some good fielding out just early, but of course that one through, not too happy with it. That's cricket though.
Sandeep Lamashane got this time. That's a better delivery. Again, the power of Short, though, will find yet another boundary. He seemed to hit there was almost 2 sounds there as though he hit the pad with the bat as it went through. He didn't seem to hit it as cleanly as we know he can. It doesn't matter. 4-4-4-4. First 4 balls of the 9th over. Short brings up his 50 off 33, Will.
Yeah, he does. That takes him over the 50 mark, now on 51. Starting to find his stride. He did look very nervous early on in the innings, I think just as the Nepalese were sort of finding their feet as well, but definitely found his strides, and he'd be very happy with 16 off the over so far. Really keep the trend going.
Reverse sweeping and bowled him. That's a great comeback by Lamashane. Short can't believe it. Punches his bat, smiles and a lovely handshake. That's what cricket's all about. Great banter, great byplay, but in the end, they acknowledge a good contest. Short goes for 51. Lamashane gets his second wicket, and after conceding 4 boundaries off the first 4 balls, attempting the reverse sweep, Lamashane gets his man and a vital third wicket for Nepal.
Lamashane changing it up a little bit as well. Just have a look at it here. A little bit of banter there, and Lamashane was one of those cricketers I saw as they were walking in who was just very excited, his eyes lit up, just happy to be here.
हेलो साथीहरू, जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरू आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल अकोरुम भन्ने एप्समा जानुहोस् अनि त्यसमा योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि पहिलो वेबसाइटबाट मज्जाले हेर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू.
89 off almost 9 overs. And T strike sitting at just over 10 runs and over.
Jordan Silk, incredibly experienced player, over 100 first-class matches. He's played 135 T20 domestic games. Interesting case, he's considered an import because he captains the Tasmanian, or the Hobart Hurricanes as they're known. Well, I should say captains Tasmania, but he plays for the Sydney Sixers. But because Hobart Hurricanes are part of this tournament, he can't play for them because of his contract with Sydney. So, still allowed to play in the tournament, but comes in as an import. Good news for NT Strike. What's he got for Lamashane? Last ball of the over. He works it through mid-wicket, and he's immediately off the mark. That ends the 9th over. 3 for 90. Silk 1, Carroll 13. We saw the demise in that over of Short, who made a half-century, 51 off 34.
Expensive over nonetheless, Rob. 17 runs off at the second biggest for the Nepalese tonight. Let's have a look at the bowling figures at the moment. And Rohit Kumar Paudel, their captain, currently with the best economy off just 1 over, but have really liked the work of your man Dipendra Singh Ari. 3 overs, just 22 runs off it. He's very quick in the field and looking forward to potentially seeing him bat later on. Otherwise, Sandeep Lamashane, he's been looking very good as well, despite conceding that 17. He took the all-important wicket of Darcy Short in that over.
And you saw the figure, which has bumped up this total of 14 extras, which hasn't really helped. You take those away, and it's a really competitive effort. It's still not too bad. As you can see, exactly 10 runs and over through 9 overs at 3 for 90. If they can get Silk early, they'd really like their chances of trying to keep NT Strike under 200. New bowler, Jha. Gulshan Kumar Jha. Back to pace after a stint of slow bowling. From the southern end, right arm over the wicket, outside off stump, driving on the up, straight to the field. Good dot ball for Nepal.
Skipper Rohit again doing some good fielding there. The ball came straight to him. He's had 1 over bowling so far, but he's definitely getting involved.
If the wicket-keeper, bottom of screen, directing traffic, supporting his captain, making a few suggestions to the field. And Silk is working that from outside the off stump through mid-wicket. They've got 1. This is excellent running. They come back for the second. It will make it pretty comfortably. Throw was a bit wide. Silk was always going to make it, though. Just placed it beautifully into the mid-wicket region. It stopped inside the circle. The fielder had to come in from the boundary. Beautifully placed. Silk retains the strike.
Great fielding there. Had to be good running between the wickets as well, and it was. As you said, Silk was always making that, but had to be on his bike. 3 from 3, Silk.
Gulshan. Full toss. Did make the most of it. Oh, misfield. Broke through the hands of the fielder at mid-off and all the way to the rope. Costly miss by Nepal. Silk gets a boundary. Captain, bowler, and the rest of the team won't be happy. And in fact, it was the captain that let it through. So he's not had a good night in the field. He dropped a catch, which turned out to be a no ball. He's had a couple of misfields, and that is costly. Fortunately, not quite leading from the front at the moment. Total up to 3 for 96. Bit of a delay as Nepal tries to set their field. A player at short fine leg. Gulshan Jar charges in wide. Another extra to the total. To about 15, I think, now. It's having an impact.
As you said, that'd sort of bring them back down to 81. Their run rate at the moment, just over 10.2. I mean, they'd be relatively happy with that given the dewy conditions you get at the night games up here anyway. But if you take away those 15 runs, it's even better than that. A really sloppy start, but they're starting to build something now.
Silk looking hungry for runs. Gets plenty on that. Backward of point, down to the rope for 4. Beat the fielder inside the circle. Beat the fielder at deep point. And another boundary brings up the 100 inside the 10th over for the strike. Silk looking dangerous. He's up to 11. The over becoming expensive.
And that takes NT Strike over the 100-run mark, just before the halfway point of their innings.
Inside the off stump, punched into the offside region. Player comes in off the rope. Bounce return, just the 1 run. So Carroll hasn't had strike for a while. Silk's been controlling that. He's up to 12. 12 off 6. Pretty good going. Last ball, and we're up to the halfway mark of this innings, with the strike scoring at over 10 runs and over. Darcy Short's been the highlight so far, 51 off 34. Weatherall got 11. Dickman a duck. Gulshan Jar tucks up Carroll. Gets 1. They might think about 2, but the fielders were back onto it pretty quickly, including the bowler himself, who ran away to square leg. So 10 overs down here after winning the toss and sending NT Strike into bat, Nepal. The NT Strike are 3 for 103. Silk 12, Carroll 14.
And you mentioned that the Nepalese side sent NT Strike in to bat. Particularly these night games we've had the last week, Rob Cross. It has been the team that has batted first that has won, and quite comfortably. 103 NT Strikes total at the moment.
हेलो साथीहरू, जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरू आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल अकोरुम भन्ने एप्समा जानुहोस् अनि त्यसमा योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि पहिलो वेबसाइटबाट मजाले हेर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू.
In terms of total runs scored, but he's also taken 2 wickets, and 2 very good wickets at that. Clean bowled Darcy Short as well as Jacob Dickman. Very entertaining character on the field as well, by the looks of it so far. Here comes Alarm. Good strike out there from Carroll. They'll do some heavy running there and make it 2. Start the first ball of the 10th over. Alarms ball again, taken relatively easy there. Again, they'll push for another 2, will they? Just easing into it, but would want to tighten up on 2 runs per ball, you'd think, Rob. That one through the keeper, keeping him on their toes.
Definitely looks like the slow bowlers are the way to go tonight. The quicker bowlers have been more expensive, albeit Labuschagne going for 17 in his previous over, but he's got a couple of wickets.
And clean bowled again. Dangerous when they're striking. Rob Alarm on just his 4th ball. Didn't expect that one to come through at all. Seemed a little bit like he was just trying to ease into it, and bang. Struck while the arm was hot. Struck while their guard was down. Connor Carroll goes for 18 off 17 balls, and NT strike suddenly at 107 for 4.
Yeah, terrific delivery. Carroll goes, could say, sounding the alarm, Will.
Alarm, he'll come in at the 11th batter tonight, so thought we might have seen him a little bit earlier than the 11th over. Alas, here he is, 2 each of his first 2 a dot ball, and then another great bowl.
हेलो साथीहरू, जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरू आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल अकोरुममा गएर योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुस् अनि पहिले वेबसाइटबाट हेर्नुस् है। ल योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुस् है साथीहरू। ल थ्यांक यू गाइज।
Again, and Andrews, probably better known for his bowling, can absolutely bat as well, coming at 6. You've got to know how to handle the willow.
Keeping them on their toes.
Bringing the crowd into the game, Will. It's exciting.
One left in his first over for Alarm. And just an easy block. Get through to the 12th over. NT striker, 4 for 107.
So that is the best over by an individual for this innings, 1 for 4. Ree's second over conceded just 4 runs but didn't take a wicket. So again, the slow bowlers are successful. Mama Shane has a couple. And Alarm in on the party as well.
Looks like it'll be the skipper returning to the crease. Rohit Kumar Wardell. Just the 1 over tonight. 5 went through off him. He'll be hoping to replicate that again here in the 12th over. One pushed out, well fielded. Just the 1 off that one. Squeeze, another one through. And NT strike have really dropped off here. Seemed like a little while ago that they crossed over that triple figure mark. Now just still sitting at 109. Silk goes bang. Drives that one into the outfield. But again, they can't really seem to get more than couple of runs at a time these last couple of overs. Singles only the first 3 balls of this 12th over.
Rohit, like the skipper, like the green tinge to the pitch, but it's the slowies that are doing the damage.
I'm now doing work in the field. Bring it back again, keeping them. Just 1 run there.
It's good energy too. They're charging in from the boundary. They're running back into position. Sense an opportunity. Keeper directing traffic.
So 5 singles off this over so far. You mentioned that crowd, Rob. It's definitely behind the Nepalese team and sustaining them at the moment. They've been really tight these last couple of overs, and when they haven't, a wicket will come. That one slips through the keeper's gloves. He lost sight of it for a second there. Getting to backstop position there, Samdeep Lamashane, and then pushing it back again. Just the one there, so 6 off the over. NT strike. 4 for 113, 12 overs gone.
I'm going to put the credit down to the bowler then, because I think he saw Andrews backing away, threw it out wide, and unfortunately the keeper couldn't control the ball and make it a dot ball. It slipped through his gloves and they got a bye. But excellent bowling. Andrews stepped away to try and hit it through the offside. Bowler saw him coming, threw it out wide. No contact was made, but unfortunately they still got a run through that miss by the keeper. Still, good over, just 6 off it. 4 for 113. The run rate back under 10.
Andrews getting back to ball there. Again, just pushing through for a single only, and they've really dropped the run rate down. Alarm on for his second over of the innings.
This is the key now, isn't it? Silk is the key.
Love a wicket here, wouldn't he?
Little bump ball. They got excited.
Into the turf, and Alarm ready to get him if he was out of his crease. Wasn't to be. Strike there.
Oh, that's disappointing. Misfield out there at the deep cover point boundary, and they got back for 2. Should only have been 1. It was straight to the field. It was well timed by Silk, so fair bit of force in the shot, but really at this level, got to stop that, and they've allowed Silk to get back on strike.
In comes Alarm again. Drive will just be pushed out, and then bring it back. They can't seem to break through for another boundary. They haven't hit a boundary since that 10th over, so almost 4 overs now. Rob?
Next player in is a local Matt Hammond, who plays for the Southern Districts Club here in Darwin. Very well-credentialed player, but you just sense they're a bit wary of not losing a clump of wickets here. Still lots of overs in hand. Boy, they're running well between the wickets, though. Well placed, and they knew straight away, and they took off and got 2 pretty comfortably.
Last ball with the over for Alarm. This one not as tight. Still yet to concede a boundary, and that one will go through for a dot ball. 4 for 119 after 13 overs here at DXC Arena. NT strike. Well, they got out to a pretty good run rate early on in the innings, Rob, and it looks like maybe at this stage they're just trying to sustain it. As you said, wouldn't want to lose too many wickets in a clump here. They haven't lost one since the 11th over, but they've lost some of their big hitters. Obviously still got Silk in. You mentioned Matt Hammond still to come in. And Tom Andrews hasn't quite hit his straps yet. 5 runs off 8 balls, but well-credentialed player as well. They wouldn't want him to get onto a hot streak at all.
Having a long conversation, the 2 batsmen. They're going to press the go button now with 7 overs remaining. Quite a long discussion.
Berry back with ball in hand now. Mort for 22 off 3 overs. Can he break through for a wicket, his first of the night? Squeezing another single through.
Be happy with that. Silk gave himself some room. But almost yorked himself, and he could just succeed in digging it out and hitting it down to a longish mid-off. Deepish long off.
Doing the fielding off his own bowling work. Again, good running between the wickets. They've been really, really hot on that tonight. NT strike. Haven't really gone for anything they shouldn't have yet.
Well, Airy's not giving them much. He's just darting them in. That was a really quick ball for a spinner.
Oh. Clean bowled again. His first of the night, Airy, but this Nepalese outfit, they're proving a handful with ball in hand, aren't they? And it's Silk who goes 19 off 14. Matt Hammond will come in. Can he change the pace of the game? Tom Andrews, as we said, yet to really get off the mark, just 6 runs off 9 balls, and suddenly we were talking 200 runs. I think earlier we were talking possibly even closer to 400. Rob Cross, I don't think that's likely now, but that 200 as well, potentially looking like it's not as easy or as close as they thought it might be. And another great wicket. A few of them have just been clean bowled. I think that's the third one tonight that's just hit the top of the wickets and sent the bails on their way.
Brilliant bowling, just bowling darts, just spearing them in, almost like really quick Yorkers.
हेलो साथीहरू, जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरू आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल अकोरुममा गएर योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुस् अनि पहिले वेबसाइटबाट हेर्नुस् है। ल योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुस् है साथीहरू। ल थ्यांक यू गाइज।
Gets the wicket he richly deserved. It's been a magnificent over.
That one almost looked like he hesitated on it, but it's safe and it's cleared the boundary. First boundary in a long time since the 10th over. And Matt Hammond is on his way. Area a little bit costly earlier on. Although looking back now, not so much so it's been a problem. Be very happy to break through with a wicket in this over. Try and keep it tight for this last ball now. And that one's beaten the keeper, and that you'd think is going to go through for 4. It's wide as well.
Yeah, 4 wides. What a disappointing way to finish. He almost was rushing a bit too much. So keen to get through the over, was he? Just lost that bit of control and undoes a bit of the good work of the over so far. Taken a wicket, had a dot, couple of ones, has conceded a boundary, which is a little bit lucky from the first ball that Hammond faced. But to finish with 5 wides and have one more ball to bowl is unfortunate. It's been a good spell.
A little delay as the ball went through, not over beyond the rope, but beyond the light screen as well. This is the last ball of Airy's 4th over. Just popped it up a little bit, well fielded. Oh, that had to be quick there. Is that going to be out? Umpire says no. They're keeping them on their toes though, aren't they? NT strike 5 for 130 off 14 overs. And that run rate has been brought well back into tow by the Nepalese team.
That's the end of Airy. He's bowled his 4 overs, 1 for 33. Magnificent performance. Got a richly deserved wicket in that 4th over. The final wicket of Jordan Silk bowled him for 19. batting card there. Darcy Short led the way with 51 off 34 before he was bowled by Lamashane. Weatherald 11. Dickman with a ripping wrong-un from Lamashane. The third ball duck. Carroll 18. Silk, who's just starting to wind up and look dangerous, out for 19. And so Nepal winning the toss, electing to bowl. Looks the right decision at the moment. They're going at under 10 and over. 6 overs remaining.
And 21 extras as well, which means they could be, in theory, on 109. So bowling attack now in with the bat, Kane Richardson. He won't have long at the crease. 18.5 overs gone.
Tall, powerful man. If he starts swinging, they'll go a long way.
Again, good running. They've maintained that the whole innings, the NT strike team. Good running between the wickets. No exception there. Squeeze through for another 2. 165 and over. And the ball left. Bang. Fielder maybe could have approached that. Instead, let it come to him.
Yeah, I agree, Will. I thought he could have had a go at catching that.
I think Lamashane's just sort of said the same thing to him. Arms out, and he sort of said, "What's going on there?"
4 wickets, mate. What are you doing? Yeah, just showing him how to cup his hand. Maybe he lost sight of it, Will. He gave up on it pretty early. The murky sky above. Lost in the lights, maybe. Take a wicket there. New batsman in, chance for Pfeiffer, not to be.
Very quick by the bowler there. Not to be. One over left. NT strikes 7 for 167. What more can they put on top of that? What's the total they'll set for Nepalese in the second innings here at DXC Arena?
Lamashane finishes his 4 overs, 3 for 38. Excellent bowling. It's Captain Rohit's 4 overs, 1 for 23. Airy, 4 overs, 1 for 33. Slow bowlers have done excellently to restrict NT strike.
हेलो साथीहरू, जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरू आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल अकोरुममा गएर योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि पहिले वेबसाइटबाट हेर्नुहोस् है। ल योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू। ल थ्यांक यू गाइज।
Nepalese in this innings. So far he's produced 4, 6 and 12. Conceded rather. Andrews on 25. Most likely at the moment he's still on strike. We're going to see some big swings from him this last over, Rob.
Yeah, I think that's all we've got. 5 balls remaining.
Have a crack. Misses that one.
See, that was very close to a wide ball. He's still standing looking back at the umpire. Believe it.
Bang, that one's coming our way. Did it clear the rope? 6 for Andrews, and there's that big swing coming. So he now puts them up to 173. Maybe that 180 is in sight. Still realistic.
Been any really important innings by Andrews. He's sort of kept the middle order together, 31 of 25.
Lets that one through. That'll be called wide. And Andrews only been betted by short so far. Squeezes through. That might be his last strike for this innings. Richardson now to face the fifth ball of the over. Directing traffic there. Just reassembling the field. Salam got him in here. Oh, what's Richardson got him in here? It's up, it's in the lights, it's caught. Taken there by Kushal Bertel, who open the batting in about 15 minutes' time, but for now, can bask in the glory of that catch and sends Richardson on his way. 3 runs off 3 balls.
Yeah, excellent bowling by Alam. He's been important, yet another one of the slow bowlers that has really pegged back the run rate for the NT strike. Excellent catch. It was in the air a long time. Had to come in from the boundary about 15 metres or so, diving full length forward, and gives Alam his second wicket. Richardson goes for 3.
So in comes Hamish Martin, captain of the Palmerston Cricket Club up here. Expect to see a bit more of him next innings. Spin bowler, I believe. And he'll face 1 ball. Just a bit more if it's a sundry rock, but otherwise just out for 1.
Plenty of those. And he tipped it, a couple of balls to go. That's all Richardson had in the kit bag. It was a big hit, but he's timed it badly. Perhaps a slightly slower ball. Hand came off the bat and had no real power on the shot, and so an excellent catch. Player running in from the boundary rope. Wonderful performance by Nepal. Fight back from none for 46 in the 4th over to probably keep them under 180, barring a 6 from the last ball.
I wonder if the big fella's got it in him. As you said, he's the 9th drop, 10th in the batting order here. Bang. No 6 there, no boundary. Squeeze through, and I think they've gotten to there. Good running again between the wickets. So NT Strike will end their first innings with the bat at the top end series. 8 for 177. Top scorer Darcy Short with 51 off 34. And as we said, an important innings there from Tom Andrews as well with 32 off 26. It's an interesting start from the Nepalese side. 19 off that first over they conceded and really steadied from there. Run rate of just 8.85 and total set for them to chase of 178. Disappointing scores there as well. Jacob Dickman with that duck. A bit disappointed. Weatherald thought we might get a little bit more from him as well, just given his recent form on this ground too. And Matt Hammond.
हेलो साथीहरु, जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरु आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल अकोरुममा गएर योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुस् अनि पहिले वेबसाइटबाट हेर्नुस् है। ल योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुस् है साथीहरु। ल थ्यांक यू गाइज।
Done by the slower bowlers. Eri, 4 overs, 1 for 33. Lamashane, excellent bowling. Quite expensive, but 3 key wickets, 3 for 38. And Alam at the end there finishes with 2 for 32 off 4 overs. But considering the first wicket went down when the score was 46 in just the 4th over, to finish off with 8 for 177 was a great effort by Nepal in the field.
Set a total of 178.
हेलो साथीहरु, ल नेपालको के भन्छन् टार्गेट पायो है। नेपाल 178 को टार्गेट पायो। ल सबैजना साथीहरुले चाहिँ हामीलाई सपोर्ट गरिदिनुस् है। हाम्रो फेसबुक पेज लाइक गरिदिनुस्, फलो गरिदिनुस् है। अनि जुनसुकै क्रिकेट फुटबलको म्याचहरु आफ्नो मोबाइलमा फुल एचडी क्वालिटीमा लाइभ हेर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने
आफ्नो मोबाइलमा भएको गुगल वा क्रोममा गएर योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि पहिलो वेबसाइटबाट हेर्नुहोस् है। त्यसमा सबै किसिमको फुटबल, क्रिकेट लगायत अन्य म्याचहरू हेर्न मिल्छ है। त्यसैले ल हामीलाई सपोर्ट गरिदिनुहोस् है साथीहरू। सबैजनाले विशेष गरी विदेशमा हुने साथीहरूले चाहिँ हाम्रो वेबसाइट भिजिट गरिदिनुहोस् है। वेबसाइटबाट हेरेर सहयोग गरिदिनुहोस् है। त्यसमा कहिले कति बेला म्याच हुन्छ सबै सेड्युल सहित हुन्छ है। त्यहाँभित्र म्याचको थुप्रै लिङ्कहरू हुन्छ अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ हामीले म्याचहरू राखेका हुन्छ है। त्यो म्याच लिङ्कहरू एकचोटि ट्राई गर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू। नेपाली वेबसाइट हो है, योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् है। गुगल वा क्रोममा गएर योनो टिभी भनेर सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि पहिलो वेबसाइटबाट हेर्नुहोस् है। ल है त 178 को टार्गेट पायो है। नेपालले अब केही छिनमा ब्याटिङ गर्छ है साथीहरू। त्यसैले सबैजना साथीहरूले चाहिँ वेबसाइटबाट हेरेर सहयोग गरिदिनुहोस् है। ल वेबसाइटबाट हेरेर सहयोग गरिदिउँ है साथीहरू। ल
कन्या
ल है
500
साथीहरू,
550 एक्स
सबैजना साथीहरूले वेबसाइटमा भिजिट गरौँ है। वेबसाइटबाट हेरौँ है। त्यसमा चाहिँ लिङ्कहरू छ। ल 300-400 जना साथीहरू हुन्छ। सबैजना साथीहरूले चाहिँ वेबसाइटबाट हेरेर सहयोग गरिदिनुहोस् है साथीहरू। ल योनो
Sure
टिभी
can
भनेर
glide through
सर्च गर्नुहोस्
boundaries,
वेबसाइटमा
and
अनि
you can
मजाले
rack up
हेर्नुहोस्
runs
है।
in places you've never imagined.
ल,
Enjoy our
सबैजना
laid-back
साथीहरूले
lifestyle
हेर्नुहोस्
and
है।
We have got a game on our hands, I reckon, Will.
That one won't reach the boundary either. But again, off to deep square leg. Menzies now just taking the motions. Just a single there.
I'm loving the respect the crowd's showing. The cymbals, the drums going. As soon as the bowler starts at the top of his mark, it goes silent.
Yeah, been a very good and very fair crowd all night as well. Not sort of cheering for one side or the other, but just any good display of cricket gets an applause.
Well, it's a great Nepalese community in Darwin, isn't it? We have a Nepalese festival, which is really well attended. So very exciting to see their nation's team come.
Ooh, that one comes off.
Not afraid to charge the bowlers, these two.
Menzies again, just 4 off this over as well so far. One more to come. That one through to third man. And back in, so they just squeeze another one out there. Not for 16 after 3 overs.
So in comparison, the NT strike on no wicket for 36. So way behind, but as we know, from about the 5th over, that's when the score started to slow down a bit. Wickets started to fall. The spinners came on for Nepal. Did a great job of containing the NT strike batsmen.
8 off 9, 7 off 9, and one extra so far. By this stage, the Nepalese side as well had conceded maybe 13 or so odd sundries.
And it may well be the difference in the end. Well, long way to go. They might get the runs, might start to lose some wickets, but the 20-odd extras in the end, I think it was 23 or 4 extras, is way too many.
First change, and it's Matt Hammond coming in from the southern end here. Disappointing display with the bat for Hammond, the local boy. Just 5 runs off 6 balls. Taken 377 wickets in his career up here in Darwin, at an average of 21. Oh, and if you don't mind, with the first ball, he claims the first wicket of the innings. Add that one to the record book, Matt.
And again, those full balls are doing the damage, tossing it up. And the batsman playing all around it. Just played down the wrong line. Hits the off stump and a big wicket for the NT strike. These two had started pretty promisingly against the quicks. But yet again, it's the slow bowling that's come on. First ball of Hammond's spell. And he removes Bertel. For 8, 1 for 16, target 178. He's enjoyed some good success, not only locally, as you point out, Will, but he's been pretty successful in this tournament in the past as well. Very good all-round cricketer. Lokesh Bam, the new batsman.
Martin doing the field work there.
Yeah, there's been 3 catches, 1 stumped, and the rest have all been bowled.
That will end Matt Hammond's first over with ball. Not a good one for the Nepalese side. They dropped 2 wickets, picked up no more runs. Nepal 2 for 16.
Yeah, first.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT पञ्चकन्या स्टिल
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Here in Darwin.
Already involved in the field, obviously taking that last catch. Another spinner, that one goes off to cover. Field obviously taking that last catch.
So comparing after 4 overs, Intake Striker 1 for 46. Nepal 2 for 16. Big gap.
Collected at deep point.
It's amazing what a wicket does. Just saps the energy of the crowd.
Another single there, starting to get into a rhythm. It's just not fast enough at the moment, Rob Cross, and they need to start sort of trying to build up that run rate before it gets beyond the realms of possibility. I think almost every shot this over has just bellied off that side for a single.
Excellent arm ball in by Andrews. Just coming back in at the batsman, cramping him for room rather than turning away to the offside. Period of consolidation required, though, and then picking off the singles. Panic just yet, but yeah, you're right. Just need to keep the scoreboard ticking over, not lose another wicket.
Finally one on the leg side. Another single, not for 6. And off Andrews' first over. Nepal 2 for 22, 5 overs through their innings.
NT Strike also were 2 down after 5 overs, but they had 55 on the board.
So 33 runs shy, Nepal. Still plenty of time, but you saw that run rate sort of hovering around 4, required up at 10.
Panchakanya bathware, luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
हजुर दाइ, आकाशमा जाने हो कि पातालमा? कोरिया दाइ। काम पाइस? काम पाए नि बा?
Making record is not that easy.
Risky play. They survive it. Another single. Comes in, long on. That game on our hands mightn't be as competitive as we thought if they can't get on. That's a good strike, though.
Just keep picking out the fielders at the moment, don't they? They just need to find a couple of boundaries. Just get that run rate up. The panic may well start to set in the next couple of overs. They are coming up to...
There we go. Is that going to go straight down the throat there? And that is another wicket to Matt Hammond. He's already picked up 3, all 3 of the innings so far. And it's another catch, this time going to Connor Carroll. Hammond, 2 wickets he's taken, conceded just 3 runs. That one straight down the throat of Carroll, as we said.
3 now for Hammond. It's extraordinary. 3 for 3 in his second over. Amazing. Seaford looked pretty comfortable, but that pressure was starting to build. It was tossed out wide. Big square drive, lofted, but again picking out the fieldsman. It's one thing that the NT Strike did mostly was to find the gaps.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन। आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XD र 550 XD।
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल। यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला।
Again, with that wicket, they just seem again to be on the back foot again. Can't spend too long in here trying to get the fielders for it. They've got to go out and start scoring some runs. Rob, already that's almost, oh, not quite, but it's getting up to that sort of 12 runs per over mark. It's double 84, 168 or something. So not quite there yet, but it's going to grow if they don't get some runs back on the board.
Yeah, 6 overs down, 3 for 25. NT strike 2 for 59 at the same time. So well behind on the runs. Already lost 3 wickets. Big task ahead, and with Hammond taking 3 wickets and bowling well, Tom Andrews a bit of a star of the BBL at the other end. It's a slow bowler's night. Just pushed to point, and lucky the throw is slightly astray. Keeper McMahon has just a gentle ask of the square leg umpire, and it's not out. Just made it through, but pressure on in the field. Kushal on strike, hit the score.
Those wickets really putting a halt into the momentum of the game here. Not that NT Strike would be complaining. Very happy with how they've started their innings. Misfield there. Not really with any huge consequence. Marla's still yet to get off the ground, or he gets one there. And Rowett was a bit all over the place in the field, wasn't he? He dropped a catch, but ended up being a no ball and a few misfields, but he might have taken a wicket in there as well. And there he goes. Clears the fence. Maybe it's the captain who can spurn things on. Rowett. It's a great boundary there. Deep mid wicket. Crosses over the line there. Well, we thought about it again. Misfired, and won't get a run off that last one. And that one conceding, or scoring 8 runs, I should say, Nepal. Now 3 for 33 after 7.
Will they continue with Hammond? You'd think they would, while he's taking...
Hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best pools. Relax, retreat, rejuvenate. Hotels for everyone. Escape to a holiday without the hassle. अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै.
Yeah, you'd think so with a spell like that. I mean, it's definitely sort of changed things. Before he started taking those wickets, we thought this could be a really interesting game. But if you just look at the stats in front of you there, those orange lines just doing much better. That 7th over, Nepal started to get something back, though that was one of NT Strike's worst of the match. They scored just 5. That's a good strike. Just come in there from Marla. Just the one off it, though. Martin now coming in. Oh, again, he looked like he sort of hesitated there and just struck at the last minute.
Scurried a run. I think Kushal might have just made it home, I think. If it hit the stumps, he might have been back towards the pavilion.
Oh, bang. That'll clear it as well. Maybe this is threatening to be a dangerous partnership from Rowett and from Marla.
Yeah, 6 in each of the last 2 overs has been really promising from Nepal. Marla goes up to 8. Hustling action of Martin. Tossed it up. Beautifully struck by Kushal.
Maybe they should have stuck with Hammond while he was on a hot streak. Keeping there from McMahon. And that one's coming right in our direction. And Dickman can't quite get to it, so that'll be a 4. This is the most expensive over so far.
Yeah, 12 off it. Excellent over by Nepal and getting themselves back in the game. Martin expensive in his first over.
Again, favouring that offside. That one has picked out a fielder again. Just the one. 13 off the over. Nepal 3 for 46.
Yeah, excellent over. Gets them back in the equation. They still trail the comparative at 8 overs. NT Strike with 2 for 73.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको शहंशाह
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
And he'll do the fielding as well. No, he won't. Rowett at 13 off 13. Love to get another couple of boundaries if he can. Just put a little bit more pressure on. And as you said, Rob, these next 2 overs are where they might slip behind.
Just got to maintain their concentration, composure.
Beats one fielder, finds another. Carroll works it back to the pitch now. And again, sustaining some light pressure on the scoreboard, but it's just slipping away from them, that run rate. Oh, bang. That one's been skied. Oh, dropped a sitter.
Tom Andrews, you would read about it, would you? A player of his ability and experience.
Maybe he was just a little bit too casual there. Short seemed to laugh it off. Wouldn't be too happy though. And he wouldn't be happy with Rowett just going long. And that one clears the boundary line as well.
$50 comes up after that drop catch in the 9th over. 3 for 55 now. Is that a key point in the match?
Captain Bellini, captain, dropped one ball, hit for 6 the next. And that one again finds a fielder. Been a little bit sloppy these last couple of overs, NT Strike. Maybe they thought, oh, this is going to be a little bit easier than we thought, and suddenly a little bit careless.
Yeah, and they brought the crowd back into the game. They had gone quiet a couple of overs ago. But a few sixes. No more wickets. Captain going well. Joined by Kushamala. The partnership's gone up to 31 between this pair. And after 9 overs, 3 for 56, as I say, we...
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
पञ्चकन्या बाथवेयर लग्जरी मेड अफोर्डेबल
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि
Rowett just levelling himself a little bit. And maybe the last 2 overs off Short and off Martin are the expensive ones from the NT Strikes perspective. This middle patch is where they let Strike get away. Again, favouring that offside there. Seem to find a fielder almost every time if it's not clearing the rope. That one's picked a spot through for a single.
Yeah, well played. Wasn't quite to the length of that ball, but made sure he didn't hit it too hard and placed it. I was able to get a single. Could easily have spooned it up to the fieldsman at a wideish mid-off. Good patient batting now. You can be patient in T20 within reason.
Pushing that one to leg side. Again, just another single. How patient can you be? Still nearly at 12. They haven't quite crossed over that barrier of a 12 or required run rate of 12.
Yeah, I think if it starts to swell over 15 or 16 and over, that's when there might be a bit of strife.
Just popping it out.
At the moment, it's manageable.
Richardson again keeping tight. His first over, the second of the match. Just let 7 through. One of those was that 6, which made you think maybe Nepal is going to be pretty handy with the bat tonight. Oh, and that one's just flicked up. Is that going to be caught? There he goes. He just says to the crowd, how about that one? And they get their 4th wicket this time to Kane Richardson, caught by Hamish Martin.
Yeah, big blow. The captain Rohit goes for 23. The last ball of the 10th over. And Richardson takes the wicket, skied down to fine leg, just getting under it, scooping it around the corner. And not the easiest of catches. He had to run in 5 or 10 metres, go down on one knee, turn around. He must have been getting a bit of a ribbing from the crowd, maybe. Some of the Nepalese fans in that pocket of the oval, perhaps, holding up his hand to his ear. And a big wicket for NT Strike, just bring the game back into their control. 4 for 60 after 10 at the same time.
Making a record is not that easy. It's all about learning. Thank you, Grace, for connecting life with learning.
Greece International, connecting life and learning.
हजुर दाइ आकाशमा जाने हो कि पातालमा कोरिया कोरिया दाइ काम पाइस काम पाए नि बा
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Well, the key man, we think, given some of his statistics, Airy has come in. A 9-ball 50. He's one of few batsmen in the world to score 6 sixes in 1 over. Martin went for 13 from his first over. He's gone to Kushal. He just took a good catch. He's getting into the game, and that was almost lofted back to him. One bounce diving away to his right. Completes the stop. But for a moment, that lofted ball looked like it was headed towards his right hand. Energetic approach, and the ball slips from his hand and goes backwards. It's a dead ball. So even though we are in magnificent dry season here in the top end, it's still a little bit slippery out there. Players running around, probably still getting a sweat up. But it is a stunning night. Not much humidity. What do you think, mid-20s maybe? Little breeze to speak of.
Yeah, it will be a little bit chewy out there on these night games, and I think you might see a difference in score.
Martin tries again. He lands this one, and it's a dot ball. So a good comeback.
Be interesting to see the difference in scoring that you have from the afternoon games and the evening games, Rob, because those day games are going to be very dry.
Yeah, good point. Kushal, so through the covers. I don't think it carried. Good diving save there, but they scurry through for a single, bringing Airy on strike. A lot of ground to make up now. They were over 100 at this time in their innings, the NT strike.
Ground to be made up, though. It was the next 3 overs where the Nepalese sort of kept them to just 14 runs. So if there can be a few big hits here, they could get right back in it over the next little spell.
Martin goes around the wicket. Good arm ball, came in cramping Airy up, and he plays it backward of point, straight to the field, no run. So after going for 13 in his first over, just 1 run off the first 4 balls off his second over, the 11th of the innings. The strike starting to take control of this game. Just pops it up and doesn't carry back to the bowler.
Just flirting with him a little bit. Second one of those this over.
Airy must be conscious that they're into the middle order now and they can't afford too many mistakes. Need to score runs, but need to stay there at the same time. Punches that one through point, straight to the field. Once again, picking out the fielders. Good field placement by the NT strike, and Nepal struggling to move it around the field. So ends the over, just 2 from it. And after 11 overs, Nepal, in reply to the NT strikes, 8 for 177, 4 for 62. Nepal won the toss, elected to bowl first.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XD र 550 XD
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै।
Panchakanya bathware, luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
He's got 3 for 3 coming on for his third over. Again coming on from the southern end here. Energetically waving to his fielder out at mid-wicket to move around a little bit. Over the wicket, the offie comes in again. Darts it into leg stump. They've got 1, briefly considered 2. It was never going to be on, just a single, total to 63. First time that runs conceded are more than his wickets taken.
So far.
Good point. Goes around the wicket to the lefty. Flights it. Again, Yorker length. Dug out. Another single. Crowd getting into it. Is there a wave?
Lively crowd tonight. I don't think there is a wave.
Hammond to the right-hander, back over the wicket on leg stump. Punts through mid-wicket. Singles aren't going to cut it. I think my patience comment is out the window now. They've really got to start to have a go. 113 required from 51. Kushalmala's the set batsman. Just checking the field. Hammond was ready to go. Batsman wasn't. 3 singles so far from the over. Another full delivery right up in the block hole. 4th single of the over. Needs so much more than that.
They'd love 6 sixes from Airy right now, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah. What's he got in him? Short, pulled through mid-wicket. Can't beat the field again, though.
They keep picking them out. That's probably their biggest problem at the moment. Hitting it well, but they're just not clearing enough to get more than 1 or 2. In fact, they haven't even gotten 2 for a long, long time either. If at all, they got 3 back in the 3rd over.
Last ball of the 3rd over for Hammond. Lofted down to long on. He completes a picket fence over. Singles off every ball. And after 12 overs, Nepal are 4 for 68. Muller 21, Airy 4.
Egg, Energy Egg. Energy भनेकै Red Bull. पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
मलाई तिमी कस्तो आफ्नै मान्छे जस्तो लाग्छ।
माया भन्ने चिज पनि शब्दमा भनिराख्नुपर्छ र।
Marla, 21 off 18. Airy, supposedly the danger man, but hasn't really found his straps just yet.
Kushal forced back by Darcy Short. Good bowling. Conceded 10 in his first over. Nepal would love to get another 10 plus a few more off this over. Being well restricted in the run chase. Outside the off stump. Cut. Once more, misfield, but no damage done really. Just came back for a second rather than the ball spilling over the boundary rope. So a bonus run.
They're letting their skipper down with the ball in the field, aren't they, Rob?
Yeah. Drop catch. Misfielding. Kushalmala lofts down the ground and finds the fielder long off. Boundary rope is proving elusive. Hit some 6s a few overs ago, but since then it's been 1s, dots, wickets, 2s, nothing more. What's Airy got? Comes with some good credentials. Misses the ball outside the off stump. Well bowled, Darcy Short, dot ball.
It's a bit of an Airy there.
Nice.
Learn from the best, Rob.
That's a wide. Must be a wide. Too far outside the off stump. Crowd trying to lift their team. Great colour. Lofted. I think this one's picked the gap. Will it have the power on it? It won't. Brilliant fielding there. I think it might be Dickman sliding away to his left to complete the fielding. And just a couple. They scurry back for 3. I think it was only 2 in the end, so excellent fielding. 2 men out on the leg side, and they were able to shut it down. Dragged from outside the off stump. Well struck. They've got 1. That's all they'll get. He hit it too well. Ends the over, 7 from it. And after 13 overs, Nepal 4 for 75.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XD र 550 XD
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै।
Panchakanya bathware, luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Richardson, he's taken that other wicket, fourth of the match.
Hammond's last over. Nicely driven. We've got one. Once more, too well timed to come back for a second. If he'd just taken a bit of the pace off that, Dickman had to run in and to his right. They probably could have scurried for two. Kushal drives. This surely is 2 runs in this one. Airy's pushing hard. They've got one. And Dickman, knowing that he couldn't restrict the second, jogs along and lobs the ball back into the bowler. Intensity must start to lift. Need a couple of boundaries in this over. It's lofted. Dickman's under it. It's going towards the boundary. Dickman can't get to it. A despairing lunge. Too much on it. And Kushal Malla brings up another 6. Exactly what the Nepalese fans wanted. Total up to 84. They're not out of it.
Feels like that crowd is starting to have another play on this game as well. They're just coming a bit more lively, maybe putting a little bit more momentum behind the bats of their batters.
Hammond tries again. Down a short fine leg. Gets a single.
Already Hammond's most expensive over this one. He's been very good with 3 wickets and really almost changed this game earlier in this innings.
10 off so far. Couple of balls left. Driven. Once more too well and straight to Dickman. Just need to work the ball around a little bit more. Four for 86. Last ball of Hammond's spell. He's been magnificent. 2 overs, 3 for 3 at one stage. Full toss down the leg side. Has he got it past the fieldsman? He hasn't. Once again, straight to the square leg fielder. And just a single to end Hammond's spell. Terrific bowling. 4 overs, 3 for 21. Doesn't get too much better than that in T20 cricket. And after 14 overs requiring 178 to win, Nepal are 4 for 87.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XD र 550 XD
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ, जोशको, उत्साहको, मेहनतको। लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी एक। एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
The same stage, 130 NT strike had and 5 wickets they'd lost. Andrews back in to the attack.
Kushamala. Lofts high. Fieldsman under it. Makes no mistake. It's Martin again. Once again, I think a kiss to the crowd this time, maybe. Muller goes. He was the big wicket. He was the batsman that was set and starting to get going. And Andrews, commencing his 3rd over, gets the big wicket. And Nepal slumped to 5 for 87.
Yeah, that one's a massive blow. You sort of felt like they needed to keep Marler in there just while he had some pep in his step before Airy could get going, and wasn't necessarily to be Airy, still yet to find his feet, and suddenly he's the man in control in the middle. Be joined at the moment now by Gulshan Kumarjar.
कहन्छु यो नि
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
हजुर दाइ आकाशमा जाने हो कि पातालमा कोरिया कोरिया दाइ
काम पाइस काम पाए नि बा
Local NT player. Crowd still enjoying the atmosphere. Gulshan comes out to join Eri. Gulshan Jar. Run rate over 16 now required. Big task.
In fact, they almost need to double their score. They've gotten in 14 overs in the last 6. It's no easy feat at all.
Long pause in play before Gulshan Jar was ready to go, the left-hander. Another field change going on. Dickman there, top of screen, running behind the wicket-keeper. And he goes to a square leg position. As Andrews bowls left arm around the wicket to Gulshan Jar, and he cannot find... Oh, no, they do get through for a single. Possibly wasn't one there, but a run has been allowed to Nepal. They go up to 5 for 88. Gets Airy on strike. A big man in stature, but times the ball pretty well. He's one of the few players to score 6 sixes in one over. A bit of a conversation between Jordan Silk. Andrews is there, the captain short. I wonder what that would be about. Doesn't appear to be any change in the field from the previous ball. Although the right-hander is now on strike. Keeper McMahon standing still, now goes down as Airy faces Andrews. And lofts down the ground. Martin's in the action again. One bounce, throws it back into the keeper. Airy misses the chance and just gets a single. 89 to get. Exactly halfway. But with just 5.3 overs to get them, Will, to use your mathematics. 14.3 gone, 5.3 remaining. Same number of runs to get as they've made.
Tough from here. Good fielding there from Connor Carroll. He's been pretty good in that field. Clean with his hands.
Yeah, it's been a sharp effort in the field. So Andrews to Airy. With time running out. 88 from 32 required. That's not going to help. Dot ball. Playing a miss outside off stump. Excellent bowling by Andrews. One ball to go in his third over. Going at just a tick over 5 and over. And this form of cricket is pretty good for the left arm slow bowler. And another dot ball. The big swing and a miss outside the off stump. Andrews finishes his third over. Excellent figures. 1.
Just 3 off that over. Now sitting 5 for 90 at the same time. 5 wickets down for the NT strike. They were 52 more runs on the board.
Panchakanya bathware. Luxury made affordable.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
हजुर दाइ आकाशमा जाने हो कि पातालमा कोरिया कोरिया दाइ
काम पाइस काम पाए नि बा
Making record is not that easy. It's all about learning. Thank you, Grace, for connecting life with learning.
Grace International, connecting life and learning.
Right.
Richardson again, 1 for 11 off 2. Starts his third over. Beautiful shot. That's better. big drive over wide mid-off. The fielder was deep, right on the ring, but it was well struck over his head and over the rope for a much-needed 4. Another 2 or 3 of those, this over would help a lot. What's Gulshan Jar got in him? Richardson stays over the wicket. The left-hander swings again, goes for the same shot. Slightly wider maybe, over extra cover this time for 4. That's going to rev up the crowd. 5 for 98.
Suddenly he's the one looking dangerous here, Rob.
Enjoying the pace coming onto the bat off the pitch. It's been a slow bowler's night. We saw across the road in the second of the T20 Internationals, Australia, South Africa the other night, that the South Africans bowled some wonderful slower balls, and that was really hard to hit. In the Australian chase, they just went up to it, fell about 50 runs short. Richardson's just bowling his normal pace, and Gulshan Jar is really enjoying it. Has he got a slower ball? This time it's pitched up. The previous couple of balls are just short of a length or half volleys that Gulshan was able to get under. That one was almost Yorker length. So the excitement of the first 2 balls dissipates slightly. Drums going to recess. Crowd goes quiet. Run rate up to almost 18 and over. 4.5 overs to go. 80 to get. Launches one. Out towards square leg, straight to the field, just 1.
He's fighting for it. Well, they both are. But Jar particularly, he's been really impressive this over. Now it's Airy's turn to have a swing. What can he bring? That run rate now ballooned out to 18.23. Required, sitting at just 6.32. And a triple their work.
Offside field has been bolstered for Airy. And it's bowled down the leg side and it's a wide. Richardson wants to dispute that, or maybe he's just a bit disappointed. No room for error in one-day cricket or limited over any form of limited over cricket. Wasn't far from the pad, but it was down the leg side. Pretty much a wide every time. That might have been a slower ball, short. Airy misses it.
Another Airy.
Yeah. So with that previous wide, the 100 came up in the 16th over. Last ball of Richardson's 3rd over. Has a swing. Makes a slight misfield. They're going to come back for a second. That's good running. Really wasn't far away from the stumps at all. It just trickled outside the circle with that misfield. But Gulshan Jar was quick enough to get through for 2. 5 for 102. And that's called the Manhattan graph. Is that right?
It is.
Love it. And T-Strike made 8 for 177. At the same time, after 16 overs on the Manhattan grab.
Hotel booking अब ई सेवाबाटै 2000 plus hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best pools. Relax, retreat, rejuvenate. Hotels for everyone. Escape to a holiday without the hassle. अब hotel booking पनि ई सेवाबाटै.
Three per ball and then add in a few more on top of that.
Martin's had a busy night in the field with a couple of catches. Big edge down through the vacant slip area. Richardson chases it back and is able to gather it before it goes over the rope. Excellent running. They've come up with 3. So 3 more to the total, up to 105. But it's now close to 20 runs and over required. In the 17th over. Was he just signalling buys then maybe? No, it runs off the bat, I think. That's wide. Just inside the line. It's a no run. So Airy 12 off 17. It's not what Nepal needed. He's having a go, but he's just unable to make sufficient contact. That's got to be wide, but he gets out to it and able to make contact with the bat. So he turned it into a legal delivery. Didn't do him much good. Hit it straight to the field for a single only. 4 off the over, 3 balls remaining. Need some sixes. Gulshan Jar 14 off 7 is pretty good striking. What's he got? Loft high. Has he lofted long enough? I'm not sure he has. Fieldsman coming around close to the rope. No, indeed he has. Clears Tom Andrews. And a much-needed 6 for Nepal takes him to 5 for 112. With 20 balls remaining in the innings.
Are they coming, Rob?
66 from 20. It's a massive target, but who knows? It's an incredible sport, T20 cricket. 1 more would be good. Lofts again. This time, he might be... No, it's over again. 2 sixes in a row. Nepal stay alive. 5 for 118 with the ball to go in the 17th over. They've got 60 to get. Gulshan Jar. Could he be the hero?
Pulling some tricks out of the jar here.
16 off the over so far. Airy just needs to get him on strike. Reverse sweep. He's bowled him. Well bowled by Martin. Full delivery. He played right across the line rather than play it straight as he had been. He went for a variation. The reverse sweep didn't come off. Bowled underneath his legs, and Martin gets revenge. 3 overs, 1 for 31, having gone for 2 sixes in a row. Finishes off the 17th with a wicket.
And that's the danger man gone yet again. On paper, you'd think Airy's the one who's troubling them, but it was Jar who just popped up with those 2 sixes in a row, and you thought maybe they're going to get a run on here, and that unattainable target will suddenly come within distance. Wasn't to be, though. Maybe.
नेपा टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपा टॉप सब ठीकठाक
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Panchakanya bathware, luxury made affordable.
Here's a second. That one clearing the rope as well. A little bit closer, but just through the fingertips.
Menzies is back on for NT strike.
And then hit something different through the legs and gone.
Slower ball outside the off stump. Excitement of the previous over has dissipated a bit with the demise of Gulshan Jar. Super Saturday tomorrow. Kicks off with the Renegades versus the Comets across the road at TIO. Here, 2 o'clock, Stars and Hurricanes. Then at TIO at 4 o'clock, Pakistan and the Scorchers. And the day ends with another Nepalese game against Bangladesh, which should be exciting. 6 o'clock here, DXC Arena, as Menzies charges in, bowls to Singh. Singh drives through the covers. Good cricket shot, straight to the fielder out of the sweeping position. He'll bounce the return back into the keeper, McMahon, and just a single.
Yeah, good variety of games tomorrow. You've got an international clash there between Bangladesh and Nepal, who've been pretty admirable tonight, both searching for their first win. And then you've also got a big bash derby between the Stars and the Hurricanes as well. That'll be Super Saturday for you.
Menzies short. Good bowling. I don't know wide. It was directed over middle and leg stumps, and Airy had a...
He had an Airy.
Just hasn't been able to get his innings going, has he? He's 14 off 20. Chasing 178. Nepal are 6 for 120. They elected to bowl first. And yet another team chasing has gone down. Both in the top-end T20 series and also the couple of T20 internationals that were played earlier in the week between South Africa and Australia.
Yeah, some great cricket coming to the top end this dry season. Australia A a few weeks ago, of course, as well. That saw some massive scores. And then the T20s earlier this week got the crowds ignited. Now you've got the actual competition here. Menzies very tight to start this innings. 4 off the first and 5 off the third over. Just 3 in this one.
Slow ball. Didn't make full contact, Singh, and up towards a wide long on position just for 1. Good tight bowling by the quick, the 19-year-old. NT Strike made the semi-finals last year before going down to Bangladesh. There's a runner in the crowd trying to get off some, maybe a bit of energy. The fact that his team can't win tonight, but he's having a good time. The crowd's had a great night. Menzies into Airy. He's got onto that one. Fielder coming around, throws out the right hand, can't stop it. Airy brings up a boundary in the 18th over to finish the 18th over, in fact. Total to 6 for 126, 52 to get from just 2 overs. Menzies has conceded 17 off his 3 overs.
Six for 126, 52 from 12. Mathematically, still there. Realistically, Rob, I don't know if you could say the same.
Left their run.
You never lose. Either you win or you learn.
Grace International.
Connecting life and learning.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै।
Tonight, a couple of 30s from either side, only 1 half century. That was to the skipper of NT Strike in Darcy Short. As a single there to Nepal. Far too many singles in this innings. Just didn't have the power in their batting. Kept picking out the fielders.
Also, looking at Tom Andrews' game, he played a bit of a steadying role and took a wicket as well.
Yep, absolutely. No, it's a good point. In comes Richardson, swing and a miss from Airy through to the keeper McMahon. Another dot ball goes down against Nepal. 6 for 127. 10 balls remaining in the innings. 51 to get. And you can see that the ball is starting to get a little slippery. Martin helping out his teammate there, just giving the ball a bit of a wipe at the end of each delivery. Richardson looking for his second wicket. That's better by Airy. It's high though. It's going to stay within the rope. Fieldsman comes around. Didn't get enough on it. Another wicket goes down. And an excellent catch under the high ball there from Connor Carroll. Carroll takes his second catch of the innings. Airy falls for 19. And Nepal go to 7 for 127.